The Canadian Card Collector here, and welcome back to day 333 of Daily Deck Review. And the deck that we're taking a look at today is the Orbit Christmas 2022 edition playing cards. So, without further ado, let's take a look and see what we get. So here we have those 2022 Christmas Orbit playing cards here in the matte red finished tuck box with a little white border. On the front it says Orbit there, and then you got the reef there. And the orbit is also in that kind of reef style font there. And you got some candy canes, the Christmas bulbs and ornaments there. And you got the little V4 there stuck in the orbit little logo there. One side just has that corporate information distributed by OrbitWorld.com, the website from California, designed by Daniel Schneider, made in the USA. Other side says a Christmas 2022 edition. On the bottom, you got that Orbit logo there, but with like a little Santa sleigh. On the back, a little sneak peek of that back design. For the seal, it's one of those rounded edge square seals in that red colorway with the white little orbit circle there. On the top, it just says that iconic 23. And if we open it up, on the tuck flap, it says the deeper you gaze into the cosmos, the harder it is to look back, persist, and endure. And then on the tuck flaps, inner tuck flaps, you got a little bell and a candy cane. Now if we take the cards out of the box, on the inside tuck box, as you can see, it is custom. So it has that matte green finish for the background. That says Merry Christmas. And then you got the milk and cookies there for Santa. And then it has like the little Orbit's Instagram there. And then at the bottom, it says, it probably will not focus, but it says We Are Orbit there at the bottom. I might be able to zoom in. You can kind of see it there. Oh, there you go. It focused in. And then the rest of the tuck box is just green. But it's still custom interior. So, always nice to see anything custom in the inside there. Now that we took a look at that tuck box, time to take a look at the cards. And first we'll start with that back design. So here we have a one-way back design with that white border going around. And you got that red background with the reefs there. And you got the little hollies there. Or mistletoe or holly. One of the two. There in the corners. Then you got that reef, which is that one-way design, just because of all the ornaments and stuff hanging on it. So on one side you got the bell, and then the other side has the V4 orbits there. So it's like the one-way design. So if we were to flip it over, the design would be upside down there. So now for the cards you get with the deck. And this deck, we don't really have two jokers. But we have two identical cards, so we can call these the Jokers. And they're like a little Santa's List kind of card. It says, Dear Santa, these are the decks I want, your friend. And it's 1 through 5 there. So got two little kind of Santa's List cards there. Just the back design on the back. And then for that custom Ace of Spades, it's kind of like the reef that we've seen on the back design and the front of the tuck box there. Just in that spade shape. All the same kind of ornaments there with the V4s there, the candy cane, the bell. It says We Are Orbit. And then the website there was the 23 down there. And then the rest of the cards are pretty standard, just in that custom like Orbit font. Even though it looks pretty standard, it has that like custom font to it. And then the Jack, Queen, and King of Spades are pretty like it's just the custom Orbit like design there with the custom faces of the actual people, which I can still not name there, but for this Christmas season, they have a little bit extra to it. The Jack has like a red and white striped lollipop, and the Queen has a little bell, and then the King has like some like leaves going up his like sword there, and they're in a red, white, and black colorway. And then the diamonds are pretty standard there, just the custom Orbit font once again there. And then the Jack, Queen, and King once again. Some of them have custom faces, some of them don't. There, and they're in that red, white, and black colorway. And they have a little bit of Christmas like stuff on them. So the Jack has the Christmas tree glasses on. Then the Queen has a candy cane in her hand, and the King, like the little axe, has like a red and white striped like handle there. And then the clubs, Jack, Queen, and King of Clubs, once again, that custom colorway with the red, white, and black. And then they have that Christmas item in their hands. So you got the King of Clubs, which has a Christmas present. Then you got the Queen of Clubs, which has the snow globe there. And you got the Jack, which has like a little ribbon of the holly there. And then the clubs are that custom, still like standard like Orbit font, once again. And lastly, the hearts, Jack, Queen, King of Hearts. Once again, that custom color with the red, white, and black. And with some of them have that custom face on them. And you got all the different Christmas items. So the king has a hot chocolate. The queen has a gingerbread man or gingerbread cookie. And the jack, a little blue Christmas ornament. And then the rest of the hearts are just that custom like standard Orbit font. And then the last two cards in the deck are you got a double backer of the back design. And you got an extra eight of spades. But now that we took a look at the cards, time to test the handling. And first we'll start with the springs. And I gotta say, there's no issues with the springs. They got a nice flex to them. They have a little bit of stiffness, but like they're still like spring fantastic. They're not like overly like hard to flex and spring, which is nice. But they're not overly springy. That's where that kind of little bit of stiffness comes in. But still pretty smooth springs. Now time for the fans. And what's that little, that kind of little Christmas holly or something there in the corner? It makes a little pattern, little green pattern to contrast on that back, on the red back design colorway there. As you can see, they spread pretty evenly. You can see most of the pips and numbers. It's just the way that they fan, where you can't see some of them, but you can see most of them, kind of. But they're still pretty smooth there, no clumpiness or stickiness to the cards. Like they do fan good, you just can't really see the numbers. No matter how many times I try, they don't fully show on them all. But we'll move on to the Pharaoh. Super smooth Pharaoh there, and they interlocked away pretty nicely. Now for the giant pin of that back design. Now for that reverse Pharaoh. The reverse Pharaoh was pretty decent. They did catch and get a little sticky there, a little bit. So I had to slightly push it together, but not too bad. Now for a giant pin of the faces. And now for the Wiffle Shuffle or Bridge Shuffle. And this is the point of the video where that one-way back design will get all mixed up. Well, I gotta say, there's definitely nothing wrong with the Wiffle Shuffles or Bridge Shuffles. Super smooth there. They work pretty much every time there. I've had no issues so far, but cards are cards, and you can still mess them up. Like, even though they look like they're working smoothly every time, they could always mess it up, but they were really smooth there, so we'll move straight on to the pack of cuts. Like I say, the pack cuts were pretty nice. Nothing like overly crazy, but they were nice and packety. They stayed packeted pretty good. And they weren't overly slippery. They weren't like wanting to slide in my hands, which is pretty nice. That's what you kind of like to see for packet cuts. And now time for that one-handed cut or Shirley cut. And now time for the dribble. Well, like I say, nice smooth dribbles. Definitely got the more grip with the back design up and less grip with the faces up. But still pretty nice and smooth. Now for that spread fan. And lastly, spread the cards on the table. Well, like I say, Orbit has made a pretty fun and fantastic Christmas deck there. And for some reason, I really like Christmas decks. I don't know why, but they're some of my favorite decks out there. For some reason, no matter what brand it is. And this one's no exception here. I like the contrast with the red backline and the how they made the orbit kind of logo like a Christmas wreath there. It looks fantastic there. Like the contrast with the red and the green there. And then you got those custom faces. Or this is pretty much the standard orbit like font. So they're still custom there. It's that orbit font that we all know. Then you got that custom Ace of Spades, which looks like the wreath again. There's in the spade shape. And you don't have jokers in this deck, but we got those Santa lists that we saw earlier. And then the custom court cards there, which are in that custom colorway. And then they have for the Christmas edition alone, they have a little Christmas look added bonuses to them. So this one has like the little glasses, and they all have a different Christmas like item on them, which is pretty fun there. So overall, fantastic design once again from Orbit there. And then that handling, I found definitely no issues with the handling. Fantastic once again. No issues from another Orbit deck. The handle fantastic, nice and smooth there. So overall, fantastic design, fantastic handling. So, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed. This has been day 333 of your daily deck review. This has been the Christmas 2022 edition Orbit playing cards. And I'm the Canadian Card Collector, signing out. That's the video. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.